And that's the end of our first inning. We have Rose, Griffey, and Morgan due up. Those are our first three batters. I apologize for the first take. That was mine. My mistake. I had forgotten that you have to look at the numbers on the cards. Okay, Rose. It's 54. That's a 32. And he flies out to the right fielder. And that's our first out. Griffey. 45, and that's a 14. Let's see. I gotta check Travis Woods, see. No, he doesn't have any letters behind his name. So that's a base on balls to Griffey. So we have a man at first. I switch to the sheet, and we go to Morgan. He gets a 12, and the runner on first. I have to flip the card over. I'm sorry. With Morgan, 12 is a 25, and that's double play, and that's the end of the inning. All right. So basically, we've gone first inning. We've gone kind of up and down. Okay, we have Zobrist up now for the Cubs in the top of the second inning. 34, and that's a 31 with the bases empty. That's a fly out to the center fielder. So one away. Jorge Soler is our next batter. He gets a 22. Out at first. So that's an out. That's and that's assist by the shortstop. So, okay. Russell, Addison Russell. Have a 55 for Addison Russell. That's a 9 with nobody on. And that's our first hit of the game. That's a single over short. So Russell gets our first hit. Montero is up next. So we have to flip the page with the runner at first. We have a 31 for Montero. It's a 36. Says wild pitch, runner to second. Okay. So that means our first guy on first goes to second on a wild pitch. It means Montero's still at the plate. .56. That's a 34 with the guy at second. And that's a high fly out to the second baseman. And so we've got okay, put out second baseman. And that will be the end of the top of the second, which means we'll go to Foster. So we've had guys on, but nobody's scoring yet. .44 is a 7 with the bases empty. Got to flip the. Okay, 44 with the bases empty. That's 7. And he's got a single to right. So Foster is on. First hit for the Reds. Bench is up. And we gotta change our charts because there's a man at change our charts because there's a man at first. Bench is up. He gets a 14 with, says base on balls, runner to second, batter to first. So we have a man at first and second now. Reds are getting things going. Puts Perez up. First and second bases. Perez is up. And let's see how Perez does with runners on first and second. He gets a 35 which is a 14. Base on balls. All right. We have bases loaded. Bases loaded. We got Cesar Geronimo at the plate. And there's no outs yet. Got a 46 for Geronimo. Oh, we have to change our. Oh, okay. He's got 46. I gotta look at the cards. And that's 13, which is a strikeout. Geronimo is our first strikeout of the day. I mean, not of the day, but of this inning. So that's one. I put Concepcion up. And after him will be the pitcher. So Concepcion is up with the bases loaded. Get a 43 on our sheet with the bases loaded. And 43 for Concepcion is 29. Batter safe at first. Runner forced out at home. Others advance one base. So he's out at home. So he doesn't get to home. So Foster is our second out. And the other runners advanced. So we still have the bases loaded. So we have two away with the bases loaded. And we have Nolan as our batter. And it's only the second inning, guys, so we do not want to pinch hit for him. So let's see what we got here. Got a 64 for Nolan, and that's a strikeout. So we've had some action in the inning, but nobody comes across. Oops. Oh, well. Fowler is the batter. Looks like I messed up on the batting order here a little bit, but I'll just put him at the end. So, because our next batter is Travis Woods, so really right, base is empty, and we're in the bottom of the second. I mean, top of the third. Sorry, top of the third. This is empty. Power up. At 33, which is a 0, which means we roll again. At 55. You look at the second column. Oh, and Fowler hits a home run. Wow. So we got a home run by Fowler in the third. And that gives us our first score. And Travis Wood is our next batter. He gets a 24. 24 is a 13. He strikes out. Okay. We go to Hayward for the top of the order. It's 63. 63 with bases empty to 31. That's a fly out the center field. That's our second out of the inning. Bryant is our fourth batter up in the inning. He got 2 outs. He gets a 42, which is a 14. Base on balls. Let's see. Okay, yes, base on balls. So Bryant gets a base on balls. We have a man at first with 2 outs. Rizzo is up. He gets a 64, which is a 42. Hit by pitcher, batter to first, runner to second. Ow. So we have a man at first and second. And Bryant's at second. So we got first and second, 2 outs. Zobrist is up. At a 35, which is a 14. Base on balls. All right. We got some action with the Cubs in the third. Bases are loaded. And Soler is up. Jorge Soler is up. With the bases loaded, 2 outs. In the top of the third. And he gets a 14, which is a 30. Fly out. Runners hold. So that means wait a second here. I'm gonna have to re-roll. Sorry, because no, I'm not, because that was a base on balls, which loaded the bases. Okay, so that means 14. That's a fly out, and that's our last out. So after 3 innings, top of the third, we have the Cubs winning 1-0. We go back to bases empty. And Rose is up. .46 for Rose, and that's a 13, and that's a strikeout in any book here. Griffey up. .63, which is a 31. Fly out to the center fielder. 2 outs. Morgan up. .55 to 8. That's a fly out to center fielder as well. And that's 3 up and 3 down for the Reds in the third. So we go to the fourth with Russell. Montero and Fowler, and after him will be Woods. Okay. .65 for Russell. To 35 with the bases empty. Ground out at first. So that's 1 out. Montero. .65, which is a 35. Ground out at first. Another ground out at first. So 2 up and 2 down. Gives us to Fowler. It's 24. And that's out at first. That's oh, I'm sorry, 24. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a 13, and that means that he struck out. Fowler struck out. So at the end of the top of the first, it's Cubs 1, Reds nothing, and Foster is up for the Reds. Okay. Bases are empty. 54 is a 32. And that's a fly out to right field. One away. Bench is up. .43, that's 29. Out at first. Assist by pitcher. So that's 1-3. Perez is up for the Reds. Reds need some hits. He's got a 42, which is a 37. Strike. And if he was a W, which he's not, it would be a base on ball. So it's a strike. So we roll again for Perez. Got a 12, which is a 25. Out at first. Put out by the second baseman. So another 3 up, 3 down. We go to Woods in the fifth. .62. That's a strikeout. We go to top of the order. That's Hayward. And that's a 65, which is 35, which is a ground out at first. That's 2 away. Bryant is up next. And 64 is a 14. Base on balls. So Hayward is on. Bryant is on. Sorry. Base on balls. Rizzo is up. Which means we can change our charts with the guy on. .26. That is a 13. That's a strikeout. So try to get some men on, but no luck. And that means we go to the bottom of the fifth. And Geronimo is up. Base is empty. Back to chart. .42 for Geronimo. It's a 14, and that's a base on balls. Geronimo is on. Concepcion comes up to the plate. Man at first. 42 for Concepcion, which is a 14. Runner at first, and he gets a base on balls. Let me see something here. Fun spot. Runners on first and second. Nolan's going to try a bunt. He gets a 15. Who's on first and second base? It's 15. Out at first, runners advance one base. So he's our first out. Runners advance to second and third. So he was successful. Go to runners on second and third base with Petus Roses up. All right. Rose up with one out. Men on second and third. He's got a 41, which is a 24. It says double play, foul out, back of first, runner out trying for home, other runner to third. Okay, so the guy at third is out. Pete is out. We got a man at third. Okay, that means Griffey is up. With the man at third base. Griffey is up with the man at third base and two outs. Can he finally tie the game in the bottom of the fifth inning here? He's got 14, which is a 30. Fly out, runner holds, which basically means it's the end of the inning. So the Reds threaten, but nothing happens. We're in this top of the sixth with Zobrist up. Nobody on. Let's see how Zobrist does. Got a 36, and that's a 33. Pop fly to the second baseman. One away. Jorge Soler. Up. Base is empty. 51. That's 14. Base on balls. We got somebody at the base. Runner at first. With Russell up. (56-34) with men at first. Fly out. Put out by shortstop. So Russell's out. With their second out of the inning. Go to Montero. (41). And that is a 24. Double play. And being as that's with 2 out anyway, that's your third out of the inning. All right. Bottom of the 6th. Reds are down 1-0. And Morgan is up to the plate. Come on, Morgan. We need a run bad. Come on, Joe. Flip your arm and get a homer. We got a 51, and that is an 8. Nobody on. And that's a fly out to the center fielder. That's not good. One away. Foster is up to the plate. And that's a 12. Out at first, just by the third baseman. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Jeez. Well, we'll go with it. We'll go to bench here with nobody on. And that's a 63, and he's 34. And that's a fly out to the shortstop. It's 3 up and 3 down for the Reds. And that puts Perez up in the 7th. And going to the 7th, we have Fowler up. And let's take a look in the Reds bullpen here. Eastwick. Let's see. Do I want Eastwick? We'll go with take Nolan out, and we're going to put Manny Sarmiento in for the Reds. And Fowler comes up to the plate, and okay. With Manny Sarmiento on the mound, new pitcher for the top of the 7th. And Fowler gets 26, and he gets a strikeout. All right, new pitcher, new way of living things. Okay. Woods is up in the 7th. And he's doing okay, so we're going to let him bat. Gets a 46. And that's a strikeout. So 2 up, 2 away. And Haywood's up to the plate. .65, and that's a 35 with nobody on. Ground out to the first baseman. So 3 up and 3 down for the Cubs in the 7th. The Reds are up. In the bottom of the 7th. And Perez is up to the plate. Perez is up to the plate. Bottom of the 7th. 44, and that's an 8. Fly out to center field. 1 away. Geronimo up. It's a 56 for Geronimo. And that's a 12. Out at first. Assist by the third baseman. Concepcion is up. .51. That's an 8. That's a fly out to center field. So we have 3 up and 3 down in the 7th. We go to the 8th with Bryant up. Old man is still around in the 8th here. Second inning go around here. Bryant gets 24, And that's a strikeout. Rizzo's up. $52 for Rizzo. 27 with nobody on. Out at first. And that's assist by the third baseman. Okay. Zobrist is up. Zobrist gets a 65, which is a 35. Ground out at first. Put out first baseman. Okay, so that's a ground out to first. And that will do it for the 8th for the Cubs. They're up 1-0. And we got the pitcher coming up to plate. So we are going to have a pinch hitter. And we are going to have Eddie Armbrister come to the plate for our pitcher. So two good innings of work from Manny Samiento, and Eddie Armbrister comes to the plate for him. He gets a 15, which is an 11. Says single to left, batter steals second on first pitch to next batter, 1 strike on batter. So he's at first. Rose comes up to the plate. Rose comes up to the plate. And he steals second. Steals second. So we have a man at second for Rose. And Rose gets a 13, which is a 14. Base on balls. We got men at first and second. And we don't have any outs. Base on balls. First. And we got Griffey is up. Griffey is up with nobody out. And runners at first and second. First and second bases. Oh, come on, Griffey. Get us something good. That's a 34 to 31. Fly out. Runners hold. So he is our first This is our first out. Foster is up. Man at first and second. One out. 56. The 12. Batter safe on fielder's choice. One runner out at second, other safe at third. We got a man at 56. 12. Batter safe on fielder's choice, so Foster gets to first. One runner out at second, other safe at third. So we have a man at first and third. So Armbruster's safe at third. Rose is out at second. And Foster is on. So we got Morgan up. First and third. Come on, Joe. Let's get him home. 55 is an 8. Single to right. One runner scores, other to third. So we still have men at first and third. And bench is up. So the game is tied now 1-1 with bench up. Men at first and third still. $64 to $38. Runner on first steals second. $64 to $38. Okay, runner on first steals second. Other holds at third. Okay. It doesn't say anything about bench though. So I guess he still batting. It's 22 with runners at second and third bases. That was Perez. And 22 for him is a 6. Says double to right, clear the bases. So the Reds just scored 2 runs. The Reds scored 2 more runs. So it's now 3-1 Reds. Geronimo up and only one out. $34 to $31. Up 31. Fly out, runner holds. So that's a put out. And that's our second out of the inning. Concepcion comes up. Runner on second base. Concepcion gets a 34. Just a 31. Fly out, runner holds. And that is the end of the inning. But the Reds take a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 8th. All right. Now, okay. The Reds get their ace reliever on the mound. Going with Pedro Borbon to close it out. And the Cubs in the 9th need to get 2 runs to tie and 3 runs to win. And Soler's up. All right, with nobody on. This is empty. And 44 is an 8. Fly out to center field. Russell comes up. It's a 41, which is a 24. Out at first. That's by the shortstop. Down to their last batter with Montero. All right. Down to their last out. Top of the 9th. Reds winning 3-1. See what happens. 1-4 at the 30. The base is empty. That's a fly out. And we have our first winner. Our first winner is the Cincinnati Reds by a score of 3-1. All right. I'm sorry it's a little bit awkward. I hopefully get better as this goes on. But the Reds won game 1, 3-1. All right. So I'm going to take about a 5-10 minute break here, and then I'll come back and we'll set up for game 2. Thanks, guys.